and where SOAP, web service and SOA all fall into picture. Okay, so don't worry, we'll see that tomorrow, right? So coming back to little bit of SoapUI now. Last class we saw that we did a XPath match where we learnt about namespaces and tags inside a particular response and so on. So I said any namespace, for it to be appearing in your XPath, it should have a valid name. So if you see here in this SOAP response, we have two namespaces S and A which have valid namespace names. So I want to refer to this from currency, to currency and rate which fall under namespace A, but in turn my namespace A itself falls under namespace S. So what I did was I declared both the namespaces S and A, and I wanted to check if this envelope contains the same response but with any value substituted for this from currency, to currency and rate. And we did this and we got, okay, we did this and we got the results. And so we were able to make sure that any change in the from currency, to currency and rate was actually adopted, and the XPath always passed. What this XPath match did was it took this response content, we substituted this fixed values with a star and said we actually got a response, and this was how you actually make this content to be validated by using XPath, right? So now today I am going to go to a little bit ahead. We are going to see XPath assertion. This time we are not going to check for the entire contents. Instead, I am going to be very specific. See, if I have this rate tag in my response, isn't it highly likely that I would have got a rate as a result? Do you people agree? I repeat, if I have this rate tag in my response, isn't it highly likely that I have got a valid rate as my result from that web service? Do you agree? Yes or no? Okay, someone raises hands. Someone says yes. Okay. Okay, someone raises hand, someone says yes. Okay, right. So what I am going to do right now is I am going to basically do one small check using XPath again. I am again going to use XPath, but this time I am not going to take the entire contents like how we did last time, right? I am going to basically check for one thing, that is whether this rate tag is existing inside this envelope tag or not. That's all. I am just going to check whether this rate tag is existing inside this envelope tag or not. Simple. I am not going to do anything more than that. I am just going to check whether this rate tag exists inside this envelope, SOAP envelope or not. That's all. So let us see how to do that. So click on add assertion. Okay, so now in property content you say again XPath match add. So this time you can give it a name. So I am going to say exists rate, right? So like how we did last time, we click on declare and it says all the possible namespaces. But we know from our prior experience only S and A are defined namespaces because they are defined with a colon followed by S and colon followed by A over here. So I'm going to use them. So here, last time to check the contents of the envelope, what I did was I said / yes colon envelope of 1 to refer to the first envelope tag. This time I'm going to say a little different command, little different, right? So exists, this is a fixed XPath function which returns a true if the element you are searching for is present inside that XML. Otherwise, it returns false if the element you are searching for is not present inside that XML, right? So now, going to say / where is my rate tag present? My rate tag is present inside the XML namespace A. My rate tag is present inside the XML namespace A. So I give the same thing, A and rate. Okay? Right? Okay. So now let us see. If you say select from current, that is after giving a particular XPath, if you say select from current, if this particular rate tag is existing in this XML, you will get a true here. Or you can say test also. It will automatically tell whether it is true or false the moment you click test. So I'm going to click test. Okay, the actual, oh sorry, there's a small miss. We forgot this one, which we should definitely be putting. Okay, it says select from, when I say select from current, it says true, which means I have a rate tag. Yeah, I think we are done. Okay, response. Yeah, success. You have a success message which says yes, your response for this particular rate tag is right. When I say test, now I have a success message, because last time I had missed out this rate of 1, because I have to be very specific. I am referring to the first occurrence of this rate tag. Though there might be only one such tag, this is done as a precautionary step because certain large web services can have the same type of tag name repeated more than once. Okay. So now if I say select from current test, depending upon whether this rate tag is here or not, you will get a true or false. So since it is there, we got a true. Now my problem is not fully solved. Okay. My problem is not fully solved. Okay. This just checks whether the rate is coming there or not. Okay. So it just checks whether the rate is coming there or not. So if I say save, as long as I get a rate tag in my response, this assertion is going to pass. As long as I get this rate tag in my XML SOAP response, this is going to pass. But still, it is not concentrating on this value. Don't you think? It is not concentrating on that value. I can get a rate with a empty tag, right? I can get rate with a empty tag. I can get a rate with the empty tag, or a rate with a junk value, right? So, according to me, the rate tag should have a valid decimal number. Do you all agree? The rate tag should have its contents as a valid what do I say? It should have a valid decimal there, right? So now, yes, some of you are saying yes, right? Yeah. So it should have a valid decimal number. So let us see how to do that using XPath. So let us add one more variation of XPath now. So I'm going to say add assertion. This time going to say XPath match, add. Here I'm going to say it as regular expression. We are going to use regular expression here. Okay. So as usual, you click on declare first. You remove the unused namespaces for now. And then here, when we wanted the soap envelope, you said soap envelope S:envelope of 1. When you wanted the uh, rate, when you wanted to check if the existing soap response has a rate or not, right? You used exist. Now I'm going to use a different XPath function called as matches. Okay, so I say matches, right? And there again I follow my same tactic. A rate of 1. Now I just extend it a little bit. I say I want the text represented by this rate tag. Text is a function which will take the text from the tag that you are specifying here. Comma to match my regular expression of a decimal number which is represented in regular expression through ./d in single quotes, and I close it. If you ask me what this ./d means, it is a convention defined by SoapUI for representing decimal numbers in general. A regular expression is nothing but it is a generalized way of representing something. Right? In computer terms, it is a generalized way of representing something. If I ask you to tell a single word to represent peacock, parrot, dove, etc., you will tell that they are all birds. Same way, when you expect a standard format for an input, okay, that can be represented using a regular expression, and each and every language will have its own regular expression matched. It is predefined by that particular tool. For the list of regular expressions defined by SoapUI, I'll be sharing a link with you. You can have a look at it. If you ask me, just hold on please, 1 second. Hello? Hello? Wrong number. Hello? Sorry, I'm back. So this particular regular expression syntax will, this stands for decimal number, and there are other regular expression syntax approved by SoapUI. The regular expression syntaxes are in general assumed to be common across tools, but for certain tools, especially for SoapUI, there are little differences, right? So this will make sure that you don't take the pain of making sure that your rate tag has a decimal number each time, right? Someone asked me a question. As a tester, do we have to test this also? See, if you take a normal functional testing, if you expect some text to be displayed in a page, don't you think you will test it all the time? Don't you think you make sure that you note that the particular text is present in the particular page every time? Same thing, you are doing that only here. Instead of you physically going and checking it, you are generalizing the expected value. Whatever you are putting here is expected value, right? So you are generalizing the expected value, and this generalization is called as regular expression. And these regular expressions are predefined by the makers of the tool, that is SoapUI. And there are certain variations. For decimal number, it is ./d. For alphabets, it is generally in square brackets you give A to Z and it takes that, right? So this type of generalization is possible by using regular expressions. That is what we are doing. So now if I say select from current, okay, just give me a second. What have I missed? //a:/rate of 1. Okay, I'm sorry about the slash. I think the slash is a mistake. No. Okay, test. Okay. Let me just check. Matches. Okay, let me check what happened here. A colon rate of 1 yes slash text. Let me just give it a try once again. Okay, select from current. Okay, test. Okay. Okay, let me give it a try the other way. It still says failed, so let me just give it a try again. This time let me just try to see if it has got to do with this number. Test. Okay, select from current test. It is true now. Test. Okay, we have a success now. So it says okay, it was causing a trouble because I had used the subscript 1 here. Can anyone guess why I should not use subscript 1 here? Can anybody guess? In the last time, with the last XPath, we used subscript 1. Okay, let us give a try like this. Let us give it a try like this. I'll save this XPath. Okay, let me open the previous XPath in edit mode. I'll remove this rate 1. I'll remove this. Okay, so let us check. Test. It still works. If I put rate of 1, test, it still works. Okay, on the other hand, when I have to say matches, when I put rate of 1 and say test, it still works. When I don't put rate of 1, when I remove this 1 and say test, it still works. Any idea? Can anyone suggest me? No. See, someone is asking, does this require XML knowledge? See, what XML did we do here? We didn't do any XML. This matches, this exists and all are fixed XPath functions which you have to know while coming across this tool. Right? So don't worry about XML here. Just understand about this concept of namespaces and tags inside it. Don't worry about that. Now, can anyone tell me why is it working whether I put, irrespective of whether I put rate or rate of 1? See, I say test, my test is a success. And I say select from current test, it is okay. Okay, someone is saying, okay. Someone is saying it is able to recognize the rate. Someone is, yes, it is able to recognize the rate. Okay, rate means rate of 1. No. See, you are close, but the way your dimension of thinking is little different. Just see. No. See, it took some time to refresh, so we got a failure message. Otherwise, the script was working fine. It took some time to refresh whatever I typed here. That's why it took some time. So here, the thing is, see, my SOAP response has only one rate tag. So whether I give rate of 1 or whether by default it assumes 1. So whether I give rate of 1 or whether I give rate, it is going to work. Okay. So whether you give rate of 1 or whether whenever you have an element occurring only once, that is, I am making sure that you are getting this point. Whenever we are referring to an element that has occurred only once in your response, it is immaterial whether you give rate, that is whether you give that element name or you say specify 1. It is immaterial. This is the point I want everybody to understand. So when you have a same element repeating so many times, it refers to the count. The first occurrence is given by 1, the second occurrence is given by 2, and so on. And by default, if you are referring to the first occurrence, even though if you don't specify 1, you won't have any problem. right? So this count starts at 1, and whenever you are referring to the first count, it is going to be always working fine even if you don't give 1 in bracket, because by default it starts at the beginning, that is it takes the first occurrence of the task. If we have more than 1, then you have to start specifying the number. You have to start specifying, if you want to refer to the second one, you have to specify 2. If you want to refer to the third one, you have to specify 3. Right? So this particular XPath that we saw today of this exist function, see, the common basis of XPath here is got to do nothing with your XML language. Okay, it is just got to do with the SOAP message structure which we saw that day. Okay, so you should know the namespace that are named and that are referred in front of the element that you want to work with. You should define that namespace, and you can use this exist function to find out whether a particular element is existing inside that XML or not. And same way, you can use this matches along with a regular expression to find out whether this particular regular expression matches the value inside that or not. Right? So now let me just reverse the inputs here, and let us run this and see. I just wanted to show you what happens with the regular expression. So I'm running this, submitting this thing. So you see my value here, my rate here is changed to 0.0184, which was not the case while I inserted the assertion. But my assertions passed because this regular expression assertion passed because the value was a decimal number, pass. And this particular exist passed because my XML response has at least one exist tag, right? It passed. And this XPath match, it passed because I had generalized the from, to and the rate. This will pass as long as values are present inside this from, to and rate tags, right? So this is how you do the basic assertion.